You can probably make it pretty easily.
You can make or acquire anything with the right ingredients and the proper amount of crime.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of whatever the fuck this is. I guess it's a podcast, I don't know. I hear about these on the Insta pics and the Tic Tacs and everything. I don't know, I don't understand social media anymore. I am here today with Ashton Lippel, you're the vocalist, right?
Yeah.
You play fucking everything, okay?
Like, and I do it all terribly, too.
Like, you drum, too, don't you? Like, a little bit? Yeah, like, I mean, you know how to program them. Like,
I know how to program them.
That's all you really need to know
Honestly,
these days.
If that makes you a drummer, then I'm a drummer, bro, for
yeah!
sure.
Like, okay, I actually genuinely didn't know if you actually drummed or not.
I do a little bit. It's like, it's the most recent instrument I've learned, and it's definitely my worst, but right. I could play country drums, probably.
Well, that's like...
AC/DC.
I could definitely play drums.
How many pieces do you need for that? 3? Like, I mean...
No, you need
bass drum, snare, and then...
In all seriousness, I like...
Okay, no, that's fair. That's
for country?
Yeah.
I'd say you could do, like, the snare, kick...
I don't know, I feel like you could get by with, like, a cajon or something.
Oh, you
like,
can.
just...
Yeah.
Although, honestly, like...
Shakers in a cajon?
In country music, actually, like, there's a lot of interesting stuff that happens on the snare.
No, I know, I'm just being a dick.
Oh, of course.
We're in the honky-tonk capital.
Fuck Toby Keith.
Oh, he's
Fuck you, Toby Keith.
He's, like, about to die.
No, I got, like, genuine beef with Toby Keith, okay? Like, fuck that guy.
We also have 2 people we still need to introduce.
Oh man, we are not gonna be done by 7. Anyway, some of you who have been with the channel for a while will recognize the gentleman in the middle. That is Ashton Lippel. He has been on the show. He has been on the channel with me before once. It's just been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is still my most viewed video, by the way. It's up to like 7,300, 7,400 views.
Shout out Bloody Wood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what they were called. Bloody Wood. I was like, no, they were called like Guitar or some shit. No,
that was the song.
That was the song name. Like I said, this is like 2 years ago, and I smoke a lot, okay?
It was.
Alright, and then Walter. I didn't get your last name.
It's all good. You could say Chumbo.
Oh, Chumbo.
Yes.
And Chumbo and Ashton are in the band Tar Creek together. Ashton's the vocalist. Chumbo, you're the drummer.
Yes, sir.
Are you the most recent member of the band?
I am.
Okay, cool. Cool.
I'm the baby.
Just a baby. That means you get to. That means you pretty much always get to drive and shit.
No, I did not.
He actually didn't drive one bit.
Oh damn, he's that level of FNG, huh?
Yeah.
Can't trust him to drive it.
No, I drove because I'm paying on the van, and Deacon and I are the only one who've ever driven a vehicle larger than a sedan.
Right. I mean, I don't know about you, but like, I feel way less anxious on a road trip if I'm the one driving. I do not care how long that trip is. Christina and I drove to Florida. It was 21 hours. Like, I drove the whole way.
You said, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, we left at like 1 in the morning, but like, and we got there, like 9 or 10 o'clock, something like that.
Like, if I was by myself and none of them were with me, I could do it. But knowing I have their lives, I'm like,
and all of our gear.
Gear, I could.
Well, I mean, like, okay, like, yes, you guys are obviously valued and everything, but like, that's a lot of money.
When,
like, you know,
when you had your kid, did you drive your wife and your new kid home from the hospital?
Yeah.
Was that not the most terrifying fucking thing of your life?
It was definitely terrifying, but I will say I had a little bit of training. I'm the oldest of 5. And,
okay.
I'm the oldest by 10 years with the middle siblings.
So it's not your first time driving Precious car.
I was driving kids in car seats when I was 16, and my parents are lunatics for trusting me to do so, man.
My wife was a C-section, so we had to stay in the hospital like a few extra days, and we got pretty much no sleep the entire time we were there. because when a baby is newly born, you're basically
Yeah,
getting
you don't
every
get to
form.
sleep.
No, sleep is a lie. Sleep is a myth.
Yeah. And then you drive home and you're like, I'm so sleep deprived. Why? What?
But you're also just so wired from just like, I have a child now. What the fuck am I doing?
I don't have any of those. I have a cat.
The most I had were hamsters, so driving from PetSmart to the house with hamsters. I don't think it's the same.
No, I don't think that's really comparable. But
Depends
It
on
might
how
be.
much you. It depends on
Are the
how much you
hamsters
love that
loose in the
hamster.
car, or are they in like some balls or something?
No,
Or
they
they-
fucked up that they give it to you in a
dude,
box.
I had hamsters like all throughout my childhood, and I can't tell you how many times I like kicked one of those things, and I was convinced I was like, yeah, that was it. He was dead. Because like as a kid, like we had tile floor all throughout our kitchen, and I kicked the shit out of our hamster in the wall once, and he like flew all the way to the other side.
my God.
Hits the fucking wall, and that wall had the kitchen table, and fucking ricochets and hits the table, and he didn't move. Like I sat there for a second, and he didn't fucking move for like 20 seconds. I'll walk over there, and homie's just curled up like.
You said I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it.
I took him back to his cage, and he buried himself for like the entire day.
Oh no, I have
You're
one
high.
story to top you on that hamster story.
Oh shit!
So I used to have hamsters when I was like 7th grade, 8th grade, and it would climb out of its cage. Like I had 2 of them, so one would climb its back and push off, and like, they would pop the door open.
Oh shit!
And one day I was like, "Where the fuck's my
Clever dog.
hamster?" And I was like, "Oh shit, my dog!" I'm like running around, and I see my dog with the hamster in its mouth. I'm freaking out. I'm over here like bawling my eyes out. I'm like, "Oh fuck!" And
Like,
my
is
mom
it
was
just holding it, or is it chewing on it?
It was just running, like, it was just running around. Like,
Okay.
it wasn't, like, biting it or what. I don't know. But my mom just grabs it, and she goes, "This is what we should do. Like, I know what to do." And I was like, all right. She gets a fucking pan, like a tin pan, puts it over the hamster, starts beating it with a fucking, like, wood spoon. And I'm bawling my eyes out.
Holy
I'm
shit!
like, what is going on? She, like, takes it off, and it's fucking dead.
Let's get onto topics now. Now, I have a couple of topics and things that I read online that I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about. Some of it I just thought was cool, and some I want to, see if we can have a little debate about. But Austin, you had mentioned something to me that you wanted to talk about. Something about a black metal band that got canceled.
Okay, so
I didn't know black metal bands could get canceled. Like they don't typically care what they do.
that's like that's kind of what's baffling about it.
Okay.
Is basically. I don't remember the band's name. I saw this in another video. It was a Finn McKenty video. So if you want like a better version of this story, go find Finn McKenty's video on that. It was a black metal band. They did typical black metal shenanigans. They got a pig's head, like an actual pig's head, and they threw it into the crowd during one of their shows. Which, if you know anything about black metal and black metal culture, that's like mid for them.
That's mild.
We're
That's
talk-
very mild for
We're
black
talking
metal.
about a genre where like the top rank is band members killing each other and themselves and burning churches. So like animal parts are kind of mid, but apparently a bunch of people threw a fit about it, and they wrote this like whole fucking apology on their like Twitter about it or X or whatever the fuck it's
That's
called.
not black metal.
Exactly, and so like
This is the most poser ass black metal band I've ever heard.
yeah, so it's like, that's what people are saying is they specifically apologize to like vegans, and it's like people are saying like black metal is officially dead because like you're missing the whole point of it.
Yeah.
The whole point of black metal is to be as like isolating and just fucking mean to people as possible. And they're over here like, we're really sorry that we threw a pig's head into the. You're not black metal anymore.
Dude, I'm pretty sure Guar's done worse things than that.
Oh, for sure.
And it's Guar.
And people love it.
I mean, yeah.
People love it.
But it's also it's also funny because it's like it's a black metal show, and you're getting mad that they threw an animal carcass into the crowd. That's like Black Metal 101. What are you complaining about? You knew what you were signing up for.
You should expect to be drenched in blood or some shit if you're in like the first like 10 rows at a black metal show.
So yeah, the hipsters did it. They killed black metal, just like they kill everything. You said you like horror movies, right?
Oh, I love horror movies.
So there's a movie that it didn't do very well because it was a very indie movie, but it's called Berberian Sound Studio.
Okay.
It's about a guy who goes to in like the 70s. He goes to mix the sound for like a 1970s Italian horror movie.
Yo, I've heard about this movie.
So you have to watch it. You have to listen to it on headphones when you watch it because they do a lot of weird psychoacoustic stuff with the soundtrack that just fucks with your head.
So, like, you have to use headphones. Like, if you have like a surround sound system, would it work?
You want to do it on either headphones or a really good sound system. So if you have a good surround system, that would probably work. But it's a trippy movie.
Because we have that surround sound speaker over there that Christina had, and we use it. And I swear to God, when we're watching horror movies and it's like coming up behind them, I swear to God, it's fucking right behind me.
That's the kind of stuff they do. They just do weird sound cues, and
that's cool though.
It's not even like scary. It just messes with you, and it's super suspenseful.
It makes you fucking anxious.
Yeah, it keeps you like at 10 the whole movie.
That's the kind of scary I like.
Berberian Sound Studio. It's a very weird name.
It's a really cool, like,
it's a super cool movie.
My post-production teacher in college told us about that movie.
That's where you went to ACM too.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Rob.
Yes.
Yeah, Rob Derrick.
Yes, I love that guy.
Shout out. Okay, sounds good.
Rob Derrick. He's such a cool dude.
Shout out. Never met him, but sounds good.
Yeah, I've never met this dude either. So like, shout out to you.
One
He
of the
sounds
most
like a
skilled
homie.
engineers I've ever met.
Let me put it this way. One time in class, I made a. I'm blanking on it. I made a Rick and Morty reference, and he just, in the middle of class, just goes, "Aw, bitch." That's the kind of guy he is.
That's
awesome.
Rob. That's Rob.
So I guess we'll go ahead and get on the first topic that I saw. I was just looking around online today when I was trying to find things for us to talk about, and Metal Sucks posted that a bunch of like really, really valuable rock and metal memorabilia has just been like released that it's about to be auctioned off. One of which is a 30-piece drum set used by Black Sabbath live. Yeah. It's got the pieces listed on here. I'm bass player, bass go burper. Don't know what hardly any of this shit is. But yeah, 30 fucking pieces that was actually used by Black Sabbath for a while.
Damn.
And
Insane.
Was it Bill Ward's kit, or does it not specify?
hang on, I'm looking. I should have noted that part, but you know, I don't prepare anything.
To be fair, Bill Ward is the only Black Sabbath drummer I know.
Yeah. Well, even then, just 30 fucking pieces.
I mean, honestly, it's worth a lot just because it's 30 pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's other stuff in there. I'm trying to find out like who it was used by, but another thing worth mentioning that was also being auctioned off was a signed stage played axe bass from Gene Simmons and an Epiphone electric guitar signed by Guns N' Roses Slash.
I'd go for the
So,
Slash.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Interesting.
you can say what you want about those bands, but I mean, Slash is a talented guitar
Oh
player.
yeah, dude, he's the reason so many of us started playing guitar.
I mean,
you know, like
Guns N' Roses is one of those. They have a frontman problem. Like Axl Rose is the worst part of Guns N'
Oh,
Roses.
yeah, no.
The rest of the guys are great.
But unfortunately, that band would sound
Accurate.
absolutely stupid with anybody else on vocals.
Also, unfortunately, true.
also.
So, like, and he knows that. And that's why he acts how he does, is because, you know, like, the fuck you gonna do? Replace me with that guy who doesn't fucking exist?
You are nothing without me.
But, okay, perhaps the biggest item on hand, however, is a stage-played Black Sabbath drum kit. Now, to be clear, this drum set wasn't played by Bill Ward, but rather the session drummer that played during the band's 2012 to 2014 reunion tour, named Tommy... whatever the fuck that word is, I don't know. I'm not.
Is it mostly vowels or mostly consonants?
It looks like I don't even want to pretend to know how to pronounce that. It's Clufetos. Like Clefetos. I don't fucking know.
I don't even want to try.
But anyway, It says the whole thing is it did share the stage with Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, and Geezer Butler. It just didn't have Bill Ward.
Nah, Lost Valley for me right there.
But yeah, I guess it would be really cool if it was Bill's set.
That's like me saying like that coffee can. Hey, Slash was sitting right next to it. He didn't touch it. He didn't do anything.
There's
He won $70,000. You know, that's what I look at it. Where it's like,
Right.
Cool, they were around it, but like,
the guy didn't use it.
Yeah, that's. I don't know.
Well, it's like if they told you that Slash guitar wasn't actually played by Slash. He just signed it. It's like,
yeah. I have a hard time believing Slash played an Epiphone. That dude plays Gibson.
I think it's
that is true.
I think he just signed it. Well, no, he has this one signature Epiphone Firebird.
Oh, he does have a Firebird signature. That's right.
So I don't know if the one's he.
Okay, the biggest question about all this stuff: where's the money going?
Yeah,
that is the key point.
To my pocket, hopefully.
Someone's pocket, not mine.
I don't think it says. It says it's being organized and run by Golden Co. So
hopefully they donate it to charity or some shit. It'd be a damn shame for them to use that money for something stupid.
As of right now, the kit has 0 bids on it, but it's set for $2,500. You've got 15 days to get your bid in and potentially win this.
Honestly, $2,500 for a 30-piece kit—that's a steal.
I mean, yeah, regardless of who's been on stage with it, I mean, that's not a bad price.
But what's included in the 30-piece?
It's got a whole list. It's 2 24-inch bass drums, one 14-inch snare stand mounted rack tom, one 16-inch floor tom DDDD. I don't know what the fuck that means. One 18-inch floor tom, 6 half by 14 matching snare drums. I don't know.
They're minis.
Okay. Yeah. 15-inch concert tom, 16-inch concert tom, 10 6-inch custom-made DW Rata toms.
Okay. Rototoms. Or is it I don't know.
It says RATA, but it's like in quotation.
Oh.
Yeah, look.
Toms. Okay. Minal cymbals? Menal cymbals?
Oh, I'm sold. Yeah, Minal. I'm sold.
Okay. Good cymbals.
3 19-inch MB20 crashes, 1 22-inch heavy ride, 2 19-inch China cymbals, a 15-inch heavy hi-hat, and all DW 9000 series heavy-duty hardware.
Okay. For $25?
Yeah.
That's
If no one else bids on it, that's a steal.
Now, if you actually had, Bill Ward on that kit, what would you think that kit would be worth?
Oh, it's almost not worth thinking about.
I would say
that's a 6-figure kit for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know. 6 figures.
I can see it going 100,000.
With all due respect to Bill Ward, because he's one of the best drummers.
I'd see it going for like 30.
But
yeah.
Wait, so who's bidding though?
Start bidding at 30.
Is it anybody?
Let's start at 30, but I can see it making its way up to 100.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's 2 rich assholes who are gonna argue over it.
Is this auction open to anyone, or do you have to be part of the special?
It says you can put in your. It says as of right now, this kit has 0 bids on it. It's set $2,500. You've got 15 days to get your.
I'll
bid
give
in.
you $5.
Yeah. You take IOUs. But no,
I don't think they would.
That's pretty crazy.
If he would have played it, I would say I would pay anywhere from I could say 6 digits, anywhere from like $75,000 to $100,000.
Yeah.
The only thing is everyone knows who Ozzy Osbourne is. A lot of people know who Tony Iommi is. I don't know how many people who aren't super into Black Sabbath and super into metal know who Bill Ward is. Unfortunately,
True.
That is true. And he did have a bit of a fall from grace there for a while because he couldn't get his shit together. That's why he wasn't part of the Black Sabbath reunion.
But also go back to the...
Ozzy actually had to speak on it because, Bill was making such a big tantrum about it online or something. Or said something about it in an interview, throwing shade at everybody.
Bro, you don't have your shit together if Ozzy Osbourne is...
Ozzy fucking made a statement, and it was, one of the most coherent things that man has ever said. It was I was reading it. I didn't listen to him say it. I didn't listen to him say it. I don't know if he tweeted it or what. I don't know. I just read it. But it was the most coherent sentence, a series of sentences that have ever come out of Ozzy ever. Yeah. And I'm just did Ozzy write this, or did like somebody from his press team write this for him?
I just want to say that's one of the deaths that's coming that we're not ready for.
Don't
You
no.
shut your
We're not going to talk
Dude.
about that.
You shut.
Okay,
your
We
so-
don't talk about
It's gonna be a dark day.
So,
I'm gonna say.
like, I don't know, like, I don't know if Ozzy was the first for a lot of people like my age, but Ozzy was the first metal vocalist I ever listened to.
He was the first metal vocalist ever, bro. Anybody,
I know.
Fuck what anybody else says. Black Sabbath was the first metal band ever.
That's not a debate.
Yeah, no, I think everyone...
People want to
like-
fucking argue for Zeppelin. And
Yeah,
people,
they're fucking dumb.
Here's...
For metal?
Here's
Because,
the thing.
hang on, here's another reason why they're dumb. Because you know who came out 6 months later? Judas Priest.
Judas Priest.
Well,
Like, so, I mean, like...
here's the way I look
It's like,
at...
if you're not gonna give it to Sabbath, it's fucking Judas Priest then.
Yeah.
The way I look at the original Big Four, which is Zeppelin, Blue Cheer, Deep Purple, and Black Sabbath. To their credit, Zeppelin, Blue Cheer, and Deep Purple, they all did things that helped move the genre in that direction. But Black Sabbath was the first band to take all those elements and actually they were the first to make a metal album.
Yeah.
An album
100%.
that possessed all the elements that are what we think of as...
Not only that, but like Tony Iommi wasn't he the first person to drop tune?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he fucked up his
he
fingers.
Cut
got
his
his
finger
fingertips
off.
sliced off.
Yeah.
And like he worked out like a
he's
sheet
using a
metal
pros-
factory or something.
He had a plastic prosthetic that he fastened to his finger,
Mhm.
and it hurt his finger to play normally tuned strings. So he detuned the low string so that he could play it without hurting his stub on his ring finger.
Yeah, and I mean I think we've gone a little overboard with it with going to like drop E1 or whatever the fuck we're at now.
The whole
But
point was
it's still like nobody else was doing that shit.
The whole reason they went to that tuning though is because they incorporated the Devil's Triad into their first release, and
That's
it was
right.
it was super controversial to be playing these notes that were like early days, like I'm talking like the 14, 15, 1600s, the early days of music. Whenever they incorporated notes in the staff, like these three notes were like, you don't play these together. You're not allowed to play these together. So in the 60s when Sabbath was
It
coming
was
out,
too spooky. You'd cause a
it's
riot.
fucking. It was like pretty controversial with how rock and roll was already like sexualizing culture. Like metal comes out and uses the Devil's Triad. Like, oh my god, it's amazing. It's amazing in hindsight.
But to go back to what you were saying about Ozzy, as much as I don't want to admit that I know that death is coming soon, like Ozzy's the reason I fell in love with metal. Like I found the album, like I was at a friend's house and her mom was big metalhead and she had like all these records. She had the Diary of a Madman record. And I picked it up because like I knew I liked creepy shit at the time, but I wasn't allowed to watch any horror movies. And that's the one where he looks fucking insane. So I picked it up and I started looking at him like, this guy looks fucking weird. And she came up behind me and she starts telling me about Ozzy and she puts it on and I was obsessed after that. And
Hell yeah, man.
That's what I want to buy at auction. I want to buy the Bat Hebit.
that doesn't exist anymore.
Someone kept it.
No, they disposed of it because it was rabid.
Was it?
Yes.
That's the reason Ozzy's the way he is. It's not the drugs, it was the thing.
Probably because that motherfucker got 50 fucking rabies shots in his stomach after doing that.
Wait, but I thought bats didn't have rabies.
No,
No, bats have rabies. Possums don't have rabies.
No, I'm pretty sure I've seen a video where they're saying bats don't have rabies.
Also, dogs can't look up.
What?
Shut the fuck up.
What the hell?
Okay. Have none of you seen Shaun of the Dead?
Oh, okay. It's been a really, really long
Yeah.
time.
That's okay.
It's been a good 10 years or more.
It lives
Plus.
rent free in my head.
But real quick to wrap up what I was gonna say, did y'all see Ozzy has like 2 more shows planned and then he says he's done like
Forever.
filming?
I'm surprised he's gone this long, dude.
I'm so upset, but at the same time, like I can't even be mad because like that man has been playing music, touring, like recording vocals, doing stuff for 54 fucking years.
Yeah.
Like he's more than put in his work. He inspired every fucking metal band that is on the scene everywhere, whether they want to admit it or not. Because the people that actually inspired them, they all fucking lead back to Ozzy somewhere.
Some way it leads back to Sabbath, man.
Yep.
Straight up.
So if he says he wants to do these last 2 shows and just be done, then
Plot twist. what if he does? It's not his last 2 shows.
Well,
He
then
wouldn't be
I
the
mean,
first one to have done that.
That's what,
Exactly.
Kissed
And that
him
would
a
be-
million times.
Exactly.
that would be a good sign because part of why he's doing this is because his medical condition, the Parkinson's that
Yeah.
he has. You know, he has trouble performing now because of it. And
Yeah,
because it
he's had
causes
to
him so
cancel
much
most
pain.
of his last performances
Yeah.
over
Yep.
the past like 5 years.
I really think he's going to force himself to do these last 2, though. I don't think he's going to let anything stop him from doing it.
I
And
hope so.
I really hope it doesn't push him too far.
Yeah.
But what a fucking way to go out if that's how it goes.
Bro,
Yeah.
totally, like, say what you will about them, but that's architect shit. You
I
know
was
the
about to-
Architects?
Mhm.
Their drummer and original guitarist were brothers, and I'm pretty sure it was the guitarist, he had liver cancer,
Yeah.
and his doctor was like, yeah, you shouldn't play shows anymore. He's like, well, I'm going to play shows until I die. And they played a festival overseas, and he went off stage and collapsed and died on the way to the hospital. Like, his last moments were playing the show.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
And
mad.
they put out their best record after he died, in my opinion. It fueled the most amazing songwriting that band had.
Mhm.
I didn't like that last one.
Yeah, their last album sucked, but it was
I
the
was-
one before that, Holy Hell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was okay with that one.
Yeah,
like,
Holy Hell was good.
I wasn't, like, super crazy about it because I'm not super into Architects as it is. Like, I like them. I'm not going to shut it off if it comes on, but I don't really go out of my way to listen to metalcore, really.
Yeah, it's
So-
gotta be good. It's
Yeah,
gotta-
Listen
and-
to the new
But when it
song.
comes on, I don't shut it off.
yeah, it's
Like,
not one of those things where I'm like skip.
Yeah. Not like that whole last album they put out. That whole album's a fucking skip for me.
Yeah,
But I think there was like one song that had a moment I was like, oh, okay, that was cool. But I was like if I can't stank face or like head bob or something once, I'm like, what the fuck did you do? Well, baby, what did you doing?
But their new song is banger though.
I haven't listened to it,
Oh,
but
worth it.
I was really mad about the last album, so I kind of I'm ignoring them right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Take my word.
But all right, so let's move on to the next one. This is another story I saw on Loudwire. It was 20 dynamic duos of rock and metal bands wouldn't be the same without. And I went through and read this list, and I mean, I can't disagree with most of these, but I just want to ask you guys, just off the top of your head, before I read any of these, give me like 3.
I'm not going to talk about Black Sabbath because we've already talked about
Okay.
them. Dynamic duos.
I'm gonna be really bad at this.
Yeah.
I'm bad at names.
Oh, if you can't think of like their names, if you know what they did and what band, I mean that's close enough. I mean,
Like duos with like 2 singers.
Any
or-
genre or just like
Or, yeah.
specifically
I-
rock and metal?
I would just say rock and metal personally, but I mean if you got one of another genre, you can go ahead and throw
I mean,
them out
because
there.
bro, I'm a cornball. I love good music, and I'm like an oldies guy. Fucking the best duo for me is Elton John and Bernie Taupin, bro, and that's rock,
Okay.
and that's rock music right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elton John goes hard.
That was my first show ever. In the 2nd grade, I saw
Man.
Elton John.
Is it? Yeah, he's in one of the Kingsman movies.
Yeah,
And it's fucking hilarious.
Those are
when he
good.
realizes he's getting saved, and he starts beating the shit out of everybody. He's all, what is it, like a flagpole or something he's holding? And they're like, calm down, Ollie. He's like, no, I will fuck you up. He just starts kicking the shit out of everybody.
He's great, man.
Dressed as a fucking flamingo or whatever the fuck it was, or peacock. But I don't know. He's got a very interesting clothing style choice. But
yeah.
what about you?
I don't know. Like, what do you mean by duos?
Like, okay, so for me, like one of my picks would be I don't even like Pantera, but Rex and Vinny. Right?
Rex and
Yeah.
Vinny were
Rex and
solid.
Vinny, like they really had like a very strong bond to where the guitar could kind of do whatever, but they
Oh.
were going
I mean, you
down the
can-
groove. And
Yeah.
just, they were always just so perfectly in sync. And if you watch them live, they always knew what the other was doing.
I mean, on top of that, just Vinny and Dimebag together were
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
it's
was
like
gonna say,
any
that's
duo
but
that
what-
just I guess plays off each other very well, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably
Dimebag.
part of what made Pantera so great was that Vinny and Rex were locked in, and then Vinny and Dimebag just had that like brother energy
Yeah.
of always knowing what each other was probably thinking.
Straight up.
Yep. But there were some really good picks in here. I mean, I'm not gonna read all of them because it's too fucking much. But Geezer Butler and Tony Iommi were on
Of course.
here.
That's the one that immediately came to my head.
Steven Tyler and Joe Perry.
Mm.
That's a good one. David Lee Roth and Eddie Van Halen. That's also another good one. They really played.
I
each
would
other
give
very
more
well.
credit to Eddie and I forget his brother's name, but it was the same thing.
Alex.
Yeah,
Alex.
Eddie was a guitar player and Alex was a drummer, and
Yep.
I feel like that's actually where.
Did you hear how they picked up their instruments?
Yeah,
It was the pettiest thing in the world. Have you heard that story?
No.
Okay, so they come from, like, their dad was a musician. I can't remember what it was that he played. I want to say it was, like, trumpet or something, but I don't know. I think he played multiple instruments. But he wanted the boys to play music, too. So Alex is the drummer in the band, and Eddie's obviously the guitar player in the band. He bought Eddie a drum kit, and he bought Alex a guitar. And Alex fucking sucked at guitar. And Eddie sucked ass at drums. But one day Alex came home and Eddie was playing his guitar. And he got pissed. And he started playing Eddie's drums. And they both just immediately like clicked with the instruments, so they were just okay with it. But it 100% started off being petty.
So what you're saying is Step Brothers is a loose biopic about Eddie Van Halen and his brother.
Yes.
You just touched my drum set?
No.
I'll teach you how to play my
Dude, on a real note though, I think of that story whenever I hear that joke.
That's amazing.
You want to go do karate in the garage?
But Axl Rose and Slash, I mean,
that's
they did have a good thing going, but they also have a very rough history. So
Honestly, I would say they're more of a duo than him and is it Miles Kennedy that he's doing stuff now with?
I don't fucking know.
But no, yeah, Axl and Slash way better duo than
Corey Taylor and Clown was another one from Slipknot.
I was trying to think who would
Which,
be...
that aged well.
That is.
I don't know how old this article is,
That's hilarious.
but he's like, I'm sure, whatever you want to tell yourself. Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
I got the greatest dynamic duo, bro.
What's that?
Michael Soto and Joe Peltier.
Yep. Yep.
They put out nothing but gold.
Nothing but bangers.
How many
Anything
bands
they
are
touch is
together? Like 14?
Just one now.
They are the slam scene at this point, man. They've got a hand in every band that comes out, or they know about it at least. This one's sad. Taylor Hawkins and Dave Grohl.
I was gonna
that
say
is
that
one.
one, bro. That was one of the ones that came to mind for me. Fucking rest in peace. Real quick, a band that will remain nameless. We played a show once, and it was like the same day as the Taylor Hawkins memorial show.
Yeah.
And our original guitarist Tyler, he was super influenced by the Foo Fighters. So before our set, he was like, before like his favorite song of our set, he was like, "This shit's for Taylor Hawkins," and the crowd enjoyed it. We got a good reaction, 'cause we talked about it being the memorial show. The very next band goes, "This shit for Meatloaf. He died too,
That's what the fuck?
I swear on everything I love.
That's
bro.
fucking.
That's something I would do.
That's-
like,
I don't know if that's funny, petty, or just
Did
like,
he die at the same
douchey.
around the same time as Dave
No.
Hawkins?
No.
Okay, so they were literally just saying it.
No,
to each other.
Meatloaf
he died a
died
while
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. They were just like,
oh, he's a prick.
yeah.
No offense. But.
yeah. It was
Wow,
pretty shitty.
okay,
It was,
okay.
Yeah.
Next topic here. This is a story that I saw on Loudwire that I thought was pretty funny. How would you explain moshing to someone who doesn't know what it is?
We're fighting the air. Well, it depends on what
Yeah,
type of
I mean,
moshing you're talking about.
Well, so okay. Let's just let's just say all of it together.
Okay.
That'll make things easier because there's always a little bit of everything going on anyway.
Yeah.
It's an amalgamation of fight energy, but nobody's targeting each other.
I would describe it as like communal stress release.
What about you?
I like to say we're training to become Super Saiyan.
There we go. I like that one.
Yeah, we're just unleashing their.
I guess I don't know. I'd say it kind of like imagine it like you gave like a bunch of like I don't know kindergartners espressos and just let them run wild because like there's always gonna be one fucking spin kicking in the corner. It's just doing this shit, and then there's gonna be a bunch of them just shoving each other for fun, and then a couple running in circles. That's basically a metal show. But this was a Reddit post. that someone put on there, and they've got some of the responses, like some of the most upvoted responses on here. Some of them are pretty funny. Just tell them when the beat drops, they'll basically feel a rush of energy, and anything goes without intentional hurting anyone, but at their own risk. Haphazard dancing where you forget yourself and happen to bump into people, also agreeable to this. It's in a circle, so participation is voluntary. If anyone falls, pick them up, mind your head.
Sounds like a bunch of EDM mosh pits.
Okay, here we go. You know how some people, mostly men, joke about dying a great death in battle? It kind of fills that void with much less of a chance of dying.
So it's the human version of Chihuahuas, bro.
Yes. Being in a mosh pit is purely in the moment. You have no idea what's about to happen next. Nothing else matters in those moments. It's human energy at its purest. Kind of like Dom said in Fast and Furious. I live my life a quarter mile at a time. Nothing else matters. Blah, 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 blah.
They did not just compare moshing
Yeah,
to
I was
Fast
just like,
and
you lost
Furious.
me. As soon as I said Fast and Furious, I'm like, fuck.
We're family.
Because I didn't read all
We're
of it.
family.
Oh,
Nothing can beat family.
Nothing can beat family.
Oh, you know, at some point a hardcore vocalist has screamed "We're family" right before screaming "Kill that fucking guy."
I've witnessed something pretty close to that, so
We're a family here. Look out for.
I'm pretty sure you have said something along those lines at some point.
I was like, we're a family here. Then the next someone like mutilate each other.
just fucking kill each other.
It's not a healthy family dynamic.
No, it's not. It's a very
Very codependent.
yeah, very unhealthy family dynamic for sure. But you know,
On the
at the end of the day, like nobody's really trying to hurt each other. So
Yeah.
If you're gonna first time moshers, don't fucking stand in the corners or in front of it.
Get in the fucking center of it. Don't be a fucking wuss.
here's a good one. This is one of the comments.
Said,
Music go jun jun, singing man go arf arf, feet go stomp stomp, brain go brrrr.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
We act like cavemen or idiots for no reason. I say that as someone who just crip walked to throw and playing their funk song.
God damn.
Oh man, that's funny.
So since we're all optically challenged here, how many pairs of glasses have you lost in a mosh pit?
I don't wear mine to show.
And when I say
Mine are
missed,
just
I
the
mean
computer.
lost. I mean gone forever.
Okay, so I've actually never lost a pair, but one time I lost my lens during the first band, okay? At the end of the show, I fucking found it, and it was still usable. It wasn't scratched, it wasn't shattered, and it wasn't scuffed to shit. I popped it back in, and I was good to go for another 6 months before my glasses broke.
Here's how I would describe moshing now that you mention that. Moshing is like a tornado. It is a zone where temporarily the rules of physics and nature do not apply.
Yeah, that's accurate. Very.
Yeah, because tell me where else my fat ass can get slungshot off a wall of people at, like, I don't know, 60 miles an hour and just fucking launch backwards and then hit the ground, slide, and just be like an anime character, like, huh, you've improved, and then just run back in.
But someone manages
It doesn't make sense. I trip at work, and my ankle hurts the rest of the day. Like, what the fuck?
In the pit, though, it's like you're saying, bro, you have to be beaten within an inch of your life to level up.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, what's the craziest mosh pit you guys been in?
Oh, man.
Peeling fucking flesh at the VFW hall
So
a couple of weeks ago at the Cruelty show.
I heard about that. Someone was injured.
2 people were injured.
Yeah.
2 ambulances.
Soda was talking about it at the show they just played the other day.
Dude.
Because he made an announcement before the show talking about, like, you know, like they handled it well, like only one person called. But, like, apparently someone was, like, exaggerating about how bad the injury was and said, like, some kid's brain was on the floor. Like, he bashed his skull open.
No, that's not
So he
what
was like,
happened
can we
at
please
all."
not do that? Like, can we please not exaggerate what happens? Because that just makes all of us look bad.
Yeah, no, but Peeling Flesh and Body Snatcher have had the most violent pits I've ever been in my entire life.
What about you, Austin?
So funny enough, the first show that my old band All of Sin ever played, someone got pepper sprayed.
Holy
Ooh.
shit!
Now
That's
was
bad.
It was my friend Frankie. He comes So, and this was back when 89th Street was the conservatory, and the ventilation, as you know, fucking sucks.
And they crammed
there.
everyone in that corner because the stage was in the corner.
So, what we were over by the merch tables, and the air just felt spicy. It became hard to breathe.
Yeah.
And we're like, what happened? And then my friend Frankie runs up, and his face is just like, he's just tears everywhere, and he's red. And we're like, what happened? He's like, I got pepper sprayed. So yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That was the first show we ever played.
So when I interviewed Waking the, this is a side note, when I interviewed Waking the Cadaver, Dawn told me one of the shows that they played, they didn't actually get to play their set. They were supposed to headline because someone threw like some kind of pepper spray bomb. Like it was, I don't know how else to say it. He said it was he like wrapped up
like
somehow.
tear gas, bro.
Yeah, it was basically tear gas. No, maybe it was tear gas. I don't know. But anyway, some kind of something like that, you know, something that certain individuals that we compared bacon to would do, you know, because they like to tear gas people. Anyway, but
where do you find that?
I don't know.
The black market.
You can probably make it pretty easily.
You can make or acquire anything with the right ingredients and the proper amount of crime.
But he said, I asked him like how big was this venue because they had to evacuate the venue.
Ooh.
And like they couldn't even finish the show because like it was, that whole room was contaminated. Like without eye protection you couldn't be in there.
God damn.
Or without like some kind of mask you would like couldn't breathe in there and shit.
Jesus.
And he's like, this is like a 500 person venue or something like that, you know.
So that's
decent
like Beer
size.
City here in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, like decent size but like not massive. But like, you know, a little bit of that shit goes a long fucking way.
Well, especially if it's a small
and that's
space.
a small venue.
Yeah.
89, especially when like it used to be in. So for those of you who are in, you know, Oklahoma, the 89th Street Collective, how many people did it used to hold? It wasn't very
How
many.
many was it supposed to hold, or
Yeah.
how many did we fit in there?
How many was it supposed to hold?
I think at one point it was like a 90-person cap venue.
I want to say that's about right. And then they moved the stage and they were able to raise the...
Now the
cap
capacity is like 250.
Yeah, exactly. They're using the space a lot better now.
Shout out Nick, he's turned that place the fuck around in the past like 5 years. 89th
Yep.
is a whole new beast than what it used to be.
But that venue used to be way more compact. So if you spray pepper spray in a venue that compact, everyone's gonna fucking feel it.
And we did for the entire night.
That's fun.
That's terrible.
What about you, Walter?
Oh shit! It's tied between two. It's either Slaughter to Prevail when they came with who did they come with? Crown of the Empire and
Wasn't that the
Falling in Reverse?
show?
Yeah, dude, that pit.
Falling in Reverse and Slaughter to Prevail.
Yeah, interesting, right?
Dude.
Okay.
I went for Slaughter, to be honest.
Huh?
I went to go see Slaughter.
Oh, I'd go see Slaughter. Like,
Dude.
I don't give a fuck what people say. I'd love to see that live.
I think
Yeah.
that was the day he did that scream without the mic for the first time.
Yeah. No, he's fucking loud.
Dude, we were like, cause you've been to the Zoo Amp, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like with the barricade before like the VIP or whatever it is.
My first show I ever went to was at the Zoo
Was it?
Amphitheater. Yeah.
But I was like at the gate, so it's still pretty far away. And he told everybody to shut up, put down his mic, and just fucking did it. I was like, dude, next thing you know, everybody's just coming after me. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy. Or it was either Bring Me the Horizon when they played Diamonds Aren't Forever.
Oh,
And
no.
that fucking diamond
no.
went fucking crazy.
All the MySpace era scene kids coming out of
And it was
retirement.
for their Sempiternal, so it was still known for heavy or
Yeah.
heavier stuff. So
Yeah.
everyone
Bring me in their heavy era, dude.
Mhm.
They literally brought back a like medley of songs from Count Your Blessings and played like a 5-minute medley live on a tour.
I remember that.
And somebody was literally trampled to death in the pit.
Holy shit.
Like, very, very sad. But is that also like not the most metal thing you've ever heard? Bring
Yeah.
Me the Horizon got heavy and somebody literally fucking died. Like,
Their current fan base probably couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's dangerous. That's why they don't play the old shit
Yeah,
anymore.
they played Pray for Plagues and somebody died, bro.
But, I'm kind of drawing a blank on some more, like, the more violent pits I've been in, because, like, even when I was big into being in pits, like, if it was getting super violent, like, I'm the guy that if I get hit in the face, it just instantly kind of pisses me off. And
me.
like, I don't want to be that guy that, you know, made the pit not fun and decided to start a fight.
What did I
You
tell
know,
you
so
for?
I just tend to stay out of the more like swingy pits where, you know, there's a lot of hardcore dancers especially. But the one that sticks out to me the most was I went to go when Static X and Dope came through for their 20th anniversary show. So it was supposed to be Devil Driver playing before Dope, because it was Dope and then Static X.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Devil Driver playing before, but their bus fucking broke down or some shit, and they missed like 3 dates of the tour.
Damn.
So Drowning Pool was in Texas the day before and had a day off, and they're like, "Do you want to come to Oklahoma?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure."
No one has ever said before.
They're like, "Okay, yeah." So they came down, and I don't know who was. They've had like 4 or 5 vocalists at this point, but at the time, the guy that was on the stage was new, so nobody really knew who he was. But he fucking killed it. Like, he's fucking brutal. I don't know if he's still in the band or not, but that was the heaviest I've ever heard Drowning Pool sound. But Bill was a very depressed human being at the time and not doing very well mentally, and was doing things that, you know, Bill now wouldn't do. I don't remember how many I took, but I was on ecstasy at that show. And I was just fucking rolling at that point. And they started playing Bodies, and I handed my vape and my sunglasses to my friend, and I just kind of went like this, and I just ran into the pit. And that's the only pit that was like really violent with people swinging that I did not get the fuck out of.
You said,
like,
I feel everything good right now.
No, dude, like, I kind of mixed moshing and hardcore dancing there for a minute, because I was fighting motherfuckers. Like, but, like, this dude, like, spun kicked me, so, like, I fucking, like, staggered back, and then, like, I got shoved, and then I saw him, and I just fucking speared his ass. Like,
Oh, so you turned it into the WWE ring.
yeah, it was like people were hitting each other, but we were all having so much fun. And, like, the whole time, you know, I'm just fucking on another plane of existence where I can, like, smell colors and shit. So
Lamb of God has some pretty gnarly pits.
I haven't seen Lamb of God live, but I've seen a lot of video. I'm not really a Lamb of God fan. I'm sorry, man. Like, your whole discography shouldn't sound the same. I'm sorry. Like, they're very talented individuals. I have all the respect in the world for all of them, especially Randy Bly.
Yeah.
Like, hell of a vocalist. He's inspired. He's another vocalist that, like, metal would not be the same without, because there's so many people he's inspired. It's just not my thing.
I would say 2 things. One, anytime Kublai Khan plays The Guilty Dog, people are in danger. Secondly, the last time I saw Fit for an Autopsy,
Oh, dude.
there was first of all, the venue was packed.
Was it the most recent time they came to OKC?
I don't remember. I think it was like maybe 2021.
Yeah, with Signs of the Swarm. And
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a lapse where, like, they were about to play another song, and I turned to the guy next to me because we were just vibing, and I'm like, man, if they play Iron Moon, someone's gonna fucking die in here. And the next thing I hear is just, Joe, you found it! And I'm like, here we go! And the whole room is just moving.
I can't believe I didn't think about that show. I broke my hand at that show.
Oh, there you go.
Shit.
Yeah, I was.
Was it during Iron Moon?
No, it was during Signs of the Swarm. I was really hyped for their set because they had just put out that Absolve Fear album that was really good.
Oh.
And I was hard moshing for sure, you know. I was like swinging, I was spin kicking, and this drunk fucking asshole did not like me hard moshing, and he just fucking speared me, bro. And I like was in the middle of a spinning back fist, and I slammed it into that notorious steel beam. And instantly boxers fractured my hand. I stayed for the rest of the show and watched Fit for an Autopsy. And
Damn right.
Signs was the second band out of 6 that night.
Yep.
Oh,
And,
shit.
yeah, I stayed for the rest of the show, then called my wife, and I was like, I need you to meet me at the hospital. I'm pretty sure I broke my hand at this show. And then, sure enough, I broke my hand and I was in a cast for 8 weeks. It was rough.
Damn.
Yeah, so fuck drunk push moshers who
Yeah,
fucking target hard moshers.
Okay,
man.
so I gotta give a quick shout out to my buddy Damien because like this was another particularly violent show I went to, and you said drunk push mosher and it made me think of this guy. Damien was not the drunk. Damien was the one who saved me from said drunk. I was like 17. And I was a very, very timid, shy person when I was a teenager. Like, I typically wouldn't fight back if someone was trying to start shit. I would just...
a little boy.
Yeah, like, no, I was a very, like, I didn't socialize a lot. So, like, being out in public was just, like, not a thing I did. So, like, I typically kept to myself. Or, you know, I had, like, one or two friends there, and I just kind of followed around with them all night.
Yeah.
But, anyway, it was Broken Flesh. Back when Jacob Mathis was still on vocals.
Oh.
And then I think it was All of Sin was on that show.
I was literally about to ask what
and
year
then it was
this?
Whitechapel. So Whitechapel this is back when 89th was still set up the old way. Whitechapel backloaded.
I remember.
There was not enough room for everyone on the stage.
Yep.
So during Broken
show.
Flesh specifically, Jacob is fucking huge. And he's just a wall of muscle and mass. And he had to stand in the crowd because there was no room when Lopez had his drum kit in there because Whitechapel was already on stage.
Yeah.
So he's in the pit with everybody. And, like, everyone's getting thrown. And if you go towards Jacob, he didn't hurt you. Not on purpose, anyway.
Yeah.
But you would not physically hit him. You would impact with his massive paw of a hand, and he would just kind of one hand launch you back.
Hell yeah.
And, like, motherfucker was, like, trading hands with the mic and pushing people back. Like, he was fucking going off.
Cool.
And the whole time just fucking nailing it. It pisses me off he's such a piece of shit, because, God, he's a great vocalist.
I don't know what happened to him.
Dude, I don't even know. But, anyway...
PSA,
So,
this is a fuck Strangled and fuck the Mathis Brothers space.
It's mostly
the
just
metal
Mathis
duo,
Brothers.
not the.
So
not the
I actually
not
talked
the-
to Soto about that, and he's like, "Well, you know, I don't like Strangled anymore." He's like, I'm still proud of what I did."
Yeah, he
Strangled.
killed it, bro. He killed
Yeah,
it.
so I still like Strangled, but unfortunately, I don't like the Mathis Brothers, and they kind of ruined the band for me in a way. But I still, you know, respect what the band did.
Yeah, they did a
because
lot.
that was Michael
they were one
and
of the
Joey's.
first bands to really put us on the map with our extreme music,
Yep.
you know, like,
Mhm.
and that was Michael and Joey's love child.
Speaking of that Whitechapel show, speaking of exceeding the 89th Street's venue capacity,
Yep.
because that room was packed front to back.
Oh yeah,
There
that
was
bad.
there was not standing room in there.
Those shows were crazy when they had the stage turned, bro. Those were fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But real quick, back to the story of the drunk dude. Because I just want to finish this story because it's funny. But
No.
there was this guy. He was pretty big dude, not quite Jacob big, but you know he was pretty big dude. Obviously shit faced, just fucking obviously shit faced. Starting shit all night with everybody in the pit, just like Don had to threaten to kick him out like 3 times. He was like seriously on his last one.
I love Dawn.
Yeah, no, Don had a broken hand at the time, and he was hitting motherfuckers with his cast. Like, it was fucking funny. This dude, he grabbed this dude, he's like, hey, you gotta stop that shit. And he's like, fuck you, man. And Don's like, you need to chill. And he shoves Don, and Don grabs his hand when he's like being pushed back. He grabs his fucking hand, pulls him back, and just cracks him with his cast. And then picks him up, unconscious, picks him up, and just carries him outside.
Bro,
Like, he didn't give a fuck.
Dawn was a real motherfucker, bro. I don't remember what show it was, but I was at a show back in the day, and they were hating on us for moshing pretty hard.
Yeah.
And Dawn was like, I got you, bro. Watch. And he went and stood right next to the people who were, like, hating on us. He said, run into me as hard as you fucking can. And he threw all of his gigantic mass into the 3 people who were hating on us. And whenever, like, with my full speed force, you know?
Yeah.
And they definitely tried to throw hands, and they got kicked out after that.
Yeah.
We leave the show, and we had stayed and talked for probably like an hour after the show ended. We walk outside, me, Dawn, and like 3 other people, and these people were waiting, bro, with like gigantic fucking rocks in their hands, ready to like jump Dawn. And we had to like, we just had
What
to
the
lay,
fuck,
we just
man?
had to lay out the math for them. Like, there's like 6 of us here, and like 2 or 3 of you guys. Like,
Yeah. This isn't gonna go well.
We can see how far this goes, or we can all just leave.
You
right
might
now.
get one of us,
Well, let's
but
all just
after
go to
that,
Waffle House and be cool.
the rest of y'all are gonna get fucking curb stomped.
Yeah,
But
so
anyway,
shout out Don.
Don, Don kept a lot of people safe.
Yeah,
And,
good guy.
Yeah, very, very good man. But anyway, so Don was the only security guard that fucking night. So, he's tied up. And, and that place was way oversold. Way the fuck oversold. And, this is, again, before they remodeled the venue, so you couldn't fit as many people in there at the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Whitechapel's on, and this guy is at his peak of drunk, and I get shoved into him. And I just kind of, back up and, go back to where I was. And he, starts walking up on me, and he's, balling his fists and, starts fucking yelling and shit at me. And like I said, I'm a kid, so I'm like, oh, fuck, this is a grown-ass man. And, he, reels his fist back like he's about to hit me, and Damian Wall fucking comes out of nowhere, jumping off of that step there, and just fucking Superman punches this motherfucker so hard that he does a 360 and just fucking collapses. And he's just gone.
Rip.
Yeah, no, Damien's a bad motherfucker, man. I know he looks like Ronnie Radke a little bit, so we rip on him, but, that motherfucker can throw hands.
Yeah, that's funny.
No, dude, I have a picture of him on my Facebook somewhere where he's playing my brother's guitar, and my brother had, one of those bright red LTDs that were really popular in early metalcore.
Yeah.
He had his hair the same way Ronnie used to have his hair. Back in the day, he looks like fucking Ronnie Radke. All right, so this is the last topic I had planned. Have you guys heard about the stuff going on with TikTok and Universal right now?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so I was still a little bit confused on it, and I was reading on it today. But basically, from the way I understand it, is Universal Music Group has a contract with TikTok to where their users can use their artists' music in videos. In exchange, they get a percentage of the ad revenue on those videos and stuff. Anyway, that contract they have as of now, it's expired. When I was reading this story, it was about to expire. Yeah. It expired January 31st. Ooh. Now, that's fine, except Universal feels that TikTok is not being fair with the percentage they are paying. And I couldn't find what exactly the percentage they are paying right now, so I don't know. But, so they want to renegotiate a contract. Well, TikTok doesn't agree with what they want, so they can't reach an agreement. So, basically, there's a quote in here that, sorry, I lost my place. There's a quote in here. It says, it means a user's video can no longer be soundtracked by music from hundreds of artists ranging from megastars such as Taylor Swift, ABBA, Harry Styles, to emerging musicians, with fans quickly expressing dismay on social media. UMG artists who use TikTok to promote their work and interact with fans can no longer post their own music.
Damn.
Yep. Videos that once carried UMG music now trigger a variety of messages such as this sound isn't available or this music is currently unavailable. Damn. The content removal comes a day after UMG posted an open letter accusing TikTok of bullying and intimidation and complaining of how little TikTok compensates artists, songwriters, despite its massive and growing user base, rapidly rising advertising revenue, and increasing reliance on music-based content.
Damn.
So, there is a list of rock and metal artists specifically that will disappear from TikTok if this is to happen. I'm not going to read all of them because that's just too fucking many people.
Is Bad Omens on it?
I don't know. I'm trying to scroll down to where it's actually... Okay, so first of all, Aerosmith.
Okay.
All American Rejects.
Oklahoma
Avril
Boys.
Lavigne. Bad Religion. Beastie Boys. Beck. Billy Joel. Black Sabbath. Blink-182. Bon Jovi. The Cars. The Clash. The Cure. The Darkness. Eagles. Yeah, there's a fuck ton.
Yeah.
There's a fuck ton of artists that all this shit will just disappear. And Ghost. Well, I can live with that one.
Me too.
Fuck Ghost, man. Put on a good show, but fucking Hendrix, man.
L, bro.
Yeah.
Korn, Linkin Park, Lynyrd
Dude,
Skynyrd, Metallica.
I just graduated at ACM, you know, and I minored in music business, so I was reading stuff like this all the time.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it makes sense, you know. Universal doesn't feel they're getting paid enough. Their contract ended. They called it, you know. Fucking, that's power to them, bro.
So, like I said, I couldn't find the percentage of what Universal was being paid in compensation, but I got curious as to how much TikTok makes in ad revenue.
Yeah.
Per year.
Probably a
And
shitload.
according to the latest data, TikTok's ad revenues are set to hit $17.2 billion in 2024, a 30.7% increase from the previous year. As it is, TikTok is the social network consumers spend the most time on and one of the fastest growing social media platforms.
So they're 30% more, or
They're
on trajectory to get 30% more
than what they made last year.
Yeah, and I mean,
dude, I bet they're on.
So a third of that is like what? Like, I'm not doing all that math right now. Like maybe somewhere around 12 billion.
Yeah.
So like they still made $12 billion in ad revenue last year.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, I can really respect Universal's stance, but whenever you're the artist, or in this case the label, you know, you have to decide what's more important, the fractions of payments you're getting, or the amount of viewership you're getting from the amount of users on the platform, you know, because it's the same argument that can be made for streaming. Like, we're getting paid 0.004 of a penny every time a song gets played on Spotify, yes, but because of that, somebody in Indonesia can listen to my band in Oklahoma.
Yep.
That couldn't happen back in the CD days, you know? And,
Right.
As much as I wish I was getting paid more every time somebody listened to my music, I would much rather my music make it to as many people as possible. Like,
Exactly.
Isn't that the point of writing music, you know? Like, to get it out there? Like, I agree we all want to make a living if we're trying to do it full time, but at a certain point you have to decide what's more important, your message or your pockets.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned what if other labels follow suit? Like, what does that mean for, you know, anyone from like big megastars to like rising artists that are using TikTok to grow their audience and get people to listen to their music? That's gonna kill a lot of bands that are finally getting to the point where they're starting to get out there. It won't kill it, but it'll definitely slow them way the fuck down.
I think it
It'll
could
hurt.
provide an opening for smaller bands, honestly, because if you think about it, if these larger labels, for example, they're going to be like the Metallicas and then like the Post Malone artists sign. If all those labels pull out, it's going to be independent artists left and like indie labels left. So these like smaller, more emerging artists that aren't signed to a bigger contract deal might actually have more chance to get some traction.
Right.
Because their music could be in the smaller pool of what's left there, you know. But it could also deter the usership completely if so much.
That's my concern, is like how much will the usership fall, and that's gonna hurt everyone who's left.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's a double-bladed sword.
So I also thought of it from this perspective because I deal with copyright bullshit with YouTube all the time. Those videos, once they get demonetized, you're no longer making money off that video. So people that depend on, you know, ad revenue and whatnot to make their fucking living, you know, that's gonna really start to hurt them too. If that happens, they're gonna have to like pull all their videos and fucking post them with different music on it. Like,
yeah,
or it's just gonna be silent. I guess I don't know. It wasn't super specific on what would actually happen as far as like watching the video with the music on it.
Totally.
Yeah, that's fucking. I don't know.
But I did find a breakdown of what they make per year in ad revenue, and it has increased quite a bit every year. It only goes to 2022, but 2022 was $9.9 billion in ad revenue. 2023, $13.2 billion. Then, as we said, this year is supposed to reach 17.2. In 2025, they're expected to make $22 billion a year off of ad revenue.
Let's see if that stays the case.
This could affect it.
This could affect it, you know, if enough people follow suit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, you know, TikTok is a very useful platform.
If you use it right, it's a great platform.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but honestly, like, whenever I use it, I mean, like, typically get pretty good response out of it. Like, it's worth using.
I couldn't agree more.
Right.
I couldn't agree more.
So, hang on, there was something else I had. No, that was... That was really it. Well, I didn't really have anything else that I had planned for us to discuss, unless you guys have anything to add on that last note, or anything you want to self-plug real quick while we're talking.
Tar Creek got new music dropping
Ooh,
sooner
girl.
than you think. Probably within like a month.
Word?
Oh, word.
Word?
Yeah.
Are we talking like another single, an EP? What?
2 songs.
Oh, girl.
2 songs.
Okay.
And it's definitely heavier than the other stuff we've put out. Definitely stepping in a new direction, but it's Tar Creek still. We're going on tour in April, playing a bunch of shows coming up.
Got a show Monday.
Yeah,
Well,
we got a show tomorrow.
You got like a event page link or something to the tour or something like that. I can link in the description or something.
It's pinned to our Instagram profile and our
Cool.
Facebook profile.
Yeah, I'll link all your social medias down below. Tar Creek may be coming to your city wherever you are.
Yeah.
So it's a hell of a show. I highly recommend it.
Please come out.
So
Some blood.
all right, gentlemen. Well, thank you for joining me, and I will see all you kids later.
Adios.